guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the AMX 30, previously the AMX 30A, I think on the test server. So, this thing used to be a little bit different. It used to have a little bit better accuracy. It used to be more of a bit of a sniper tank, but they kind of changed up the gameplay on it, so it's a tier 9 that can have a little bit of gun depression and have a little bit of a working turret so it can bounce stuff, and a little bit more of a brawler up medium range tank as opposed to like a Leopard prototype sort of vehicle. They gave it a better turret, so it has 150 armor instead of 80 like it used to have, and better gun handling, and let's say worse accuracy here. So it has 0.35 instead of I think it was 0.30, 0.32 before. So it used to be a lot more accurate, but now it's not as accurate, but it's still relatively okay at 0.35. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the guns, obviously. You've got a choice of 3 different ones. This one at 170 and 240. Not so great at tier 10 if you have to fight them. This 232 300 gun isn't terrible. You could probably play with it and not do too bad. It's got all right pen. It's not like you're going to be running around with 200 like in the T54, which is almost impossible to use sometimes when you have to shoot at some of the front of the heavies that you have to fight now. But the top gun is 248. This used to have pen in the 260s, I believe. But it fires a little bit quicker now, and it's got 390 damage, 300 for the heat pen, and see a reload time on my vehicle of 7.34, so the rate of fire is 8.17. So it's kind of a weird mix of a tank. It has a semi-working turret, but it also has a big dead hatch on the top. The armor, you can sometimes bounce stuff through off the front of the upper plate. It's pretty heavily raked, so if you got guys shooting at you and you're shooting at them with gun depression, sometimes you can bounce stuff off there, but it's not that great. If you're fighting on flat ground, like, people are going to pen you through the front of your tank everywhere all the time, even with tier 8 vehicles with like 192 pen like a Super Pershing. The tank has about 1,650 hit points, and the armor is useless everywhere except for the front of the turret. You're basically going to get penned everywhere from everything. And yeah, don't rely on your armor. Use your gun depression, and don't show much of your tank. Use your mobility to get around. The tank's pretty fast. It has a power to ratio of almost 22, which is quite good. It's better than the Leopard PTA, much better than that one, much better than the Centurion 701, and this tank doesn't have the upgraded engine for me, but I generally think this thing moves around pretty good. It's got a good traverse. The top speed is quite good, 65, and generally the power rate's 30. Yeah, it doesn't weigh too much, this vehicle, 32.5, so don't try and ram too much with it. I found that out the other day. I rammed an Object 907 and I took a bit of damage. Wasn't a good idea. The concealment, it's whatever. And the view range is 398 with my current setup, because I run it with a vertical stab, a ventilation class 2, and a rammer. I don't use this as a sniper tank, so otherwise I would swap that out for optics maybe. But I've got an okay crew in it. They used to be a light tank crew, but I swapped them over from my AMX when they wrecked all the light tanks, and I don't like driving light tanks anymore, so I put my light tank crew in here and then give them a different different guy as my loader. So I've generally taken repairs and fighting type stuff and safe stowage, and a little bit of camouflage is coming out of the pipe now. So module wise, yeah, vert stab. I don't take too many heat rounds. I take about 8. I probably could take a bit more, but I've been doing pretty okay with what I've been taking out right now. Like, I got a 63 win rate in it over like 80 or 90 games, and I'm about 83,000 experience into the vehicle. Driving it mostly is fully upgraded. I managed to get a bunch of free experience just from playing, and I upgraded the entire vehicle that way. So it's generally pretty good. And we'll roll into a game, and you can see some gameplay. Okay, here we go on Westfield, and everyone decided to go to the top, which is usually the best place to go. Going south usually is just a waste of time, unless you're gonna just drive it and not stop and push all the way through. But then you're fighting a you're coming across and fighting up this hill. So generally a good idea to go over this way. And you can see the engine power is pretty good. I'm climbing the hill and still doing around 25 or 30. And I'd prefer really not to get spotted, so I'm gonna drop in behind the hill here and try not to run into our Scorpion. Fair and balanced tier 8 vehicle that does 500 damage. So I'm just waiting to see, okay, the T-34 just backed off a little bit. Now I'll try and come in. Our T-28 prototype is getting shot by the clicker, which is awesome feeling, I'm sure. You can see that the AMX 30, not really great at shooting on the move. The reticle there was like the size of an elephant. And alright, we're in where we should be. Now the SRV is complaining that all the mediums went into the top because the entire enemy team is up on the top. That's probably why. So I didn't even bother shooting there because I wasn't going to pen. So I decided to flip around and maybe take a shot at this FP4 202. The tank has -8 gun depression, so it's decent, but not amazing. And I'm going to take a shot here from the E5 down there. And you can see, ended up hitting me in a mystery location. I can't see the spot. So I'm seeing if the, oh, it looks like the IS-7 is gonna drive over the top. So I put a shot into him and that ammo racked him, so he wasn't gonna shoot again for a while. But he ended up dying. I'm not sure why he decided to drive over and murder himself, but that's what he wanted to do. So checking the gun depression here, not as good as the T-34, so he's gonna probably shoot me and pin this turret. So I decided to pop over again and take out this T-28. Yeah, it's not a good trade. That was a really stupid idea. The E5 was just sitting there waiting for me to do that, so I've wasted a bunch of my hit points. Not really best play right there. Ooh, an AMX 665T on the new tier. It's a tier 8 French heavy. And I am going to be able to put a shot into this guy. Now I start playing a little bit more properly. I really hate Westfield. I think this map should probably be removed, and I hope they don't do an HD version of it. I hate the gameplay on it. Like, it's just an awful, awful map. So now I'm going to come around on the T-34. Now the enemy team is mostly expended up here, and I'm not going to reload fast enough to kill him before the E-75 is going to come in and finish him off. And again, you got to be careful because there's an Object 704 and a STRV, STRV, and tried to hit him in that little hatchy thing in the back, and he's backing off. But instead of going this way, I decide to turn the tank around and drive through and see if I can come around the back side of the map instead. You can see the tank picks up and moves pretty well. I'm doing like 60, almost 70 kph going down the hill. It is strikingly good looking. You can see taking shots through the front of the turret there. I'm pretty sure my turret was turned a little bit like that when that went in, so maybe not the best reflection of what it's maybe capable of doing, but almost had a shot at this bat. So I'm considering. He's going all over the place. Going left, going right. He's doing a good job not getting shot, and I almost have him here, but yeah, I missed the shot, and my ping is not wonderful. But he's moving around all over the place. It's a bit of a weird shot. But we ended up winning the top of the map, which was pretty good. So swinging around the bottom is kind of what I felt like doing. And this is medium tanks. This is what I like about them. This is why I prefer to play them over everything else in the game. Because they have the guns, they don't really have the armor, but they have the mobility, and this is good. Climbing up here a little bit taxing. I'll speed this up slightly. not too much going on right now, so we'll slow it down now. And we've got a great elevated position where we're going to be able to shoot down at pretty much everything on the enemy team. Got some air going on there, which is pretty sweet. Gonna stop, gonna aim, and a little bit jerky there. Again, my ping is a little bit so some of my shots sometimes look like they're gonna miss. And aiming in, gonna fully aim it, and that one pretty much went exactly where I wanted to. Take him out, and they're gonna put a shot into this Indian Panzer. Managed to hit him and do a little bit of critical damage. And let's see if we can keep him here so our T-54 E1 doesn't die. So he's able to back out. And one more time, Doom for him, and we'll see if we can get another shot into this T-26E5. Roll forward, please. He kills our friend and managed to take him out, and that was it. So this is the AMX 30. It moves pretty well. This isn't an amazing game or anything. It's 3,400 damage. I managed to block something, which was nice. Got 3 kills and ended up being a tank sniper and something else. I'll go over the battle results and the screens, but it's a pretty good tank. Like, it's got enough pen to pen most things if you shoot at their weak spots. The accuracy isn't what it used to be. I kind of prefer the tank how I liked having the accuracy before, but you can still hit stuff with .35, so it's not that big of a deal. It moves pretty well. The armor isn't anything to write home about, even the new turret. The gun handling seems to be okay. It still takes a while to aim in on stuff, but generally I really like this vehicle. I have a pretty good track record in it, and medium. If you like medium tank gameplay, this thing it's a pretty solid tank. I like it. Moves well, shoots well. Armor's not so great, but generally I like it, and I think it's a pretty decent line to go down if you like medium vehicles. All right, thanks for watching, and check out the after battle results screen. Cheers, guys. Bye. Okay, so victory screen, tank sniper, and Confederate for that. 35,000 credits, 2,000 experiences, and shooting at a variety of different things. Some tier 8s, some tier 10s, and looks like top damage on the team, top experience. Not too shabby. Mostly hit my shots. Things were penetrating quite well. A lot of my shots over 300 meters, which is pretty all right. Managed to bounce one shot and didn't really spot too much for anybody. But just in general, the AMX 30, solid vehicle. And I'd like to encourage everyone to like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other videos. And if you want to support the channel, links are in the description. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Cheers. Bye guys, and Merry Christmas.